Bam. We are live. We're back, baby. We are live. What is going on? Welcome to the Profit Report. Welcome to another edition of the Profit Report with your boy, AB. What is going on, peoples? What is going on? Your boy AB is back on it again on a Thursday, October 9th. If you're in the house, say what's up, say what's up, say what's going on. Yeah, guys, how's it going? How y'all doing out there? What's happening? What is happening? Another edition of the Profit Report brought to you by AB, my brother from another mother, as they say. Stevo is out for the month of October. Stevo's out for the month of October. He's getting ready for his wedding and whatnot, so you might want to. But he did text me today. Stevo texted me today and he said, you know what? He might bless us with a stream sometime in the day, in a daytime stream. So y'all might get 2 streams a day going forward. So breaking news, we got some news that Steve was saying that, hey, why not we give him 2 shows? He said that he's got more time in the daytime, so he might jump on and break down some other financial stuff. So Steve, if you're in the house, say what's up in the chat. But he's kind of busy at nighttime. But we're gonna figure all this stuff out, guys. We're gonna all figure all this stuff out. It's early in the game. We understand that. We appreciate viewers from day one for sticking with us. Hopefully, you're learning a lot. You're getting some value from all these breakdowns we're doing. But how you doing? If you're in the house, say what's up. Say what's up in the chat, saying hello. What do they say? Don't be rude. If you go into somebody's house, you gotta say hello. You can't just be hanging out in somebody's house and not say what's up. How does that work? How does that work? We got what do we have? We got Bree, probably. We got Bree in the house. San might be coming in a little late. She was late yesterday. San is always being tardy over here. We got HJ that might be coming in a little later. But guys, today we'll have a fun one. We have a fun company to break down today. This was recommended by Jake. Jake, where you at? This is your the company you asked for. We'll see if Jake is gonna tune in. I know he's a subscriber, he's a viewer. We appreciate him. So, we always ask. I am present. Hey, we got Bree. What is going on, Bree? Let me know if Jake is in the house. We got a couple people trickling in. What's going on, people? It's your boy AB. I'm back. We are back with another one tonight, Thursday night. Thanks for tuning in. Hope you're enjoying the show. Let me know. Let me know if you're enjoying the show. We're kind of warming up. We're gonna get right into it. You guys know about Duolingo? What y'all know about Duolingo, man? What is let's look up this company Duolingo. Who knows about Duolingo? Like you've seen this, right? You've seen this app. Did you know it was publicly traded? I didn't even know it was publicly traded um until Jake said, "Hey, review Duolingo." I'm like, "Wait, Duolingo is publicly traded? No way." I mean, when I think of like learning a language, yeah, you think of Duolingo. Duolingo, all right. Um, but yeah, it is publicly traded, founded 14 years ago, 2011 in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. So this is a language learning platform, right? This is where you go learn Spanish and French and all this other stuff. It's free, but you can pay to get benefits or get rid of the ads and stuff like that. But it is free. Let's look at their website real quick. So this is it. This is Duolingo. There it is right there. Free, fun, effective. Learning with Duolingo is fun, and research shows that it works. With quick, bite sized lessons, you'll earn points and unlock new levels while gaining real world communication skills. So there you have it. Um, have you ever tried it? Let me know if you ever tried Duolingo. Now, I logged in and I didn't realize that I had an account way back in the day. Um, so apparently I've been a member since like 2019. I think like during COVID, everybody was like trying to figure out like what can they do. I think I think during COVID I like signed up to learn Spanish or whatever. Let's see. Have you ever tried it, guys? So this is what it looks like. I've got some gems and hearts and all this other stuff. So it's like a little gamified thing. So let me show you how it works. Let me show you. Let me see if I got some stuff. Let's see. We start here, I guess.
Sí, lo siento.
See, lo siento. So he's saying type the missing word. Sí, lo siento. Huh?
Sí, sí, lo siento.
Sí, lo siento. Where's the S?
Sí, lo siento.
Sí, no siento. No. Check. Oh yes, I'm sorry. Where's the S? There's no S. Man. All right, we gotta
Por
continue.
favor, no.
Por favor, no.
Yo. No. Por favor, no.
All right, second one, no. Awesome, meaning please no. So it's a little game like this.
Sí, por favor.
Sí, por favor. Sí, por favor. Where's the S? Where is the S? I don't see the S. Am I blind? Guys, do you guys see the S?
Sí, por favor.
C. Where's the S? I don't see the S. Unless I type it. Oh, I can type it. I didn't know that. I had to choose that. Okay. So
No, lo siento. La, lo,
la lo. You see all that?
Perdón, Luis.
Write this in English, please, Lewis. Lewis, please. Where do I write it? Lewis, pardon. Lewis, pardon, or pardon, Lewis. Lewis, pardon me. Is that it? Pardon me, Lewis. Question mark. Okay. Type the missing word. Yes, please. Okay, see. What do you guys think? I
Lo
mean,
siento.
click to speak. No, I don't want to allow this. All right, can speak.
Lo siento.
Lo siento is please. Oh shit! God dog it. Yes, I'm sorry. See, I mean,
¿Perdón?
pardon me. Excuse me. Okay. All right. So that's the product. That's Duolingo. You come in here, you play a little game, you got this little character, whatever. I mean, what do you guys think? Like, this is a publicly traded company. Are you paying for this? Like, I just feel like there's like free versions of this stuff. I mean, but we'll see. I'm not like super sold on this as a company, but we'll get into the numbers and we'll see what is going on. But it actually seems pretty cool. I think I'll start using it. Ah, okay. So we got one customer, Bree's convinced. All right, so Bree's saying that she would use it. So let's see. So this they have 43 languages, Bree. So let's see what they got. Let's see what they got. They got English, Spanish, French, German, Italian. Man, look at all this. Dutch, Japanese, Arabic. That'll be cool. Czech, Welsh, Danish, Greek, Finnish, Irish, Hebrew, Hindu, Haitian Creole. Look at that. Haitian Creole? Hungarian. What the hell is this? What is that? I've never seen that language before. High Valerian? What is that? High Valerian. Mm-mm. What is High Valerian? Is a constructed functional language from George R. Martin's A Song of Ice and Fire. Game of Thrones? No way. No way. It's a freaking language from Games of Thrones. What the hell? No. No. From a damn movie? No way. This is a real thing. And they're teaching it on Duolingo. I was thinking, yes, we must learn this. What? You want to, like, what? They're teaching. No way. They're teaching a freaking language from a damn movie. There's no way. I love Games of Thrones. Oh my god. This is insane. Freaking Valyrian languages are fictional. Oh Lord, language family in the Song of Ice and Fire series of fantasy novels and in their television series Games of Thrones and House of the Dragon. All right, Brie, there you go. If you want to get on here and learn this stuff, this is your thing. End session. So there you go. They have ads. You guys notice this ads? I mean, I haven't seen an ad on a website in a while, but jump here, grade around in the city. I can like go to different sections of the thing. Pass this test to jump ahead to unit 3. Let's go. Hello. Hola.
Hola.
Check. Continue. You're off to a great
De
start.
nada, Luis.
No problem, Luis. You are welcome, Luis. Yes, see.
Sí.
I mean, this is like basic
Por
stuff.
favor, no.
Please, no. I can see myself speaking Valerian on my dragon back. Oh my god. Oh my god. But there you go, guys. This is Duolingo. This is the company that we're reviewing tonight. So let's kind of go back to their Wikipedia and check it out. I mean, I just did the thing. I don't know. I mean, it's cool. But who's actually seriously gonna like use this to learn a language though? That's my like my initial take, right? Let me actually do like an initial take without really getting into all this stuff. I did look it up a little bit before. I'm not gonna be. I'm not gonna lie. I did look it up before, but earlier in the day today, when I was thinking about Duolingo, and like if I had not looked at anything, my initial thoughts would have been from like a business perspective, right? Not like is people gonna use it or whatever. But I would think it's more of like a gimmicky thing. You know, you download it, you kind of mess around with it, and you drop it. Like, are people actually gonna be full blown fluent? Like, I don't know if people are like, you know what, I learned to be fluent from Duolingo, and I wonder like what the reviews are on YouTube, whatever. Is Duolingo like a thing? Duolingo review. I wonder what people are saying about Duolingo. Uh, hey, that's us. We're live, baby. Profit Report with AB and Steve. But oh, I forgot about Rosetta Stone and Babbel. Oh shoot, whatever happened to Rosetta Stone? Rosetta Stone, yeah. Whatever happened? They still around? Oh crap! Wow, they're still around. Look at that. Learn from the experts. Choose your plan. 3 months, $15 a month. Lifetime for 220 bucks. What's included? Achieve fluency faster with Rosetta Stone's expert designed courses. Perfect your accent with true accent speech recognition technology. Access to Rosetta Stone. Also, it is a they made it digital. I know it used to be like a book, right? It used to be all books and stuff. They still around. Interesting. Rosetta Stone is part of XLI Learning family of brands. Huh. Ingles.com, education.com, SpanishDictionary.com, Dictionary.com. The people that own Dictionary.com own Rosetta Stone. What is this? I know we're kind of going on a tangent, but this is kind of what we do. This is what we do. Let me see. What the hell is this company? Never heard of it. iExcel. iExcel Learning is an educational company that offers for So they're in the education space. Marketplace for online and in-person tutoring. Huh. Wiki. Let's see. Oh. Mm. Whoa. Look at this. It's like a whole thing for kids and all this other stuff. It's a big company though. They own a bunch of stuff. Oh, I forgot about Rosetta Stone. I wonder why it's not relevant anymore. Anyways, let's see what this girl says about.
Welcome to Guide to Fluency, where we review language apps and programs to help you on your language learning journey. Duolingo is a well-known language app that's popular for its short, game-like lessons, and of course their mascot, the little green owl. How much can Duolingo actually help you learn though? Well, let's get into it. The learning structure of Duolingo is great for people that are just starting out with little to no prior knowledge of Spanish. The lessons are short and fun to complete, giving you a series of short drills to finish in a few minutes. The app even offers a completely free version, which is a big plus for those of you that may be wanting to learn on a budget. Of course, like with most free apps, you will get ads that pop up, which can be a little annoying. You will also be given a cap on how many mistakes you can make daily in the lessons with the free version. The lessons, as we mentioned earlier, are game-like. They allow you to earn XP. You may even feel inclined to continue your lessons every day because of the streak badges you can earn to show off how long you've been keeping up with your lessons.
Yeah, I know this is a big thing. Like, there's a whole people that say like, I don't want to lose my streak. You know that, so they gamified the app, and I thought that's a big thing. Like, I'm not messing up my Duolingo streak. Da 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 da. But are you really learning though? I mean, I know it's the whole thing.
lessons. Although the lessons are engaging, here at Guide to Fluency, we love getting speaking practice in as much as possible. With Duolingo, there isn't a dedicated focus to speaking that goes beyond the basics. There are listen and repeat exercises that introduce you to words and short phrases. There are even drills that have you form sentences, but nothing fully helping you to develop the skills needed to carry on a full conversation. Depending on the level of fluency you're looking to reach in Spanish, you might want to look into an alternative language program. All in all, I'd say that Duolingo is definitely more geared toward beginner Spanish learners. The app offers variety in lessons on a fun platform.
Let's see this guy.
Learn Spanish with real Spanish TV.
No veo nada, no veo nada.
Click on words in the subtitle
Sí, mejor.
to get an instant translation. Learn Spanish with real.
After 2,000 days on Duolingo, can I speak Spanish? Short answer, yes, with some caveats. Let me show you. This is my current streak on Duolingo. That's over 3,000 days, but the first 1,000 days of that were actually learning German, which I've made many videos about on my YouTube channel over the years, including one full video in German and hopefully a second one coming next week in
Yo,
German.
we got Jake in the house. Jake, just like you said, man, we're getting into Duolingo. We're kind of getting warmed up to people and everything, but man, I was talking about my initial thoughts, right, before looking at anything. It's like, are people really gonna use this to learn the language? That's like the one thing. Is it like kind of like you use it for a couple of days, you use it here and there, it's a game, blah blah blah, but like, how serious is the thing? We're getting to the numbers. I got Seeking Alpha loaded up. I got the Q2, the annual report. I know like they're going crazy with the revenue and the monthly active users and the daily active users and all this other stuff. They their stock is a little pricey, my boy. Their stock is very 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 pricey. But you know, are you gonna treat this like a tech stock? You know, what's the TAM on this? That's another concern I have. Like, what's the total market for this? You know, are they gonna really just kind of cap there? I mean, are they the next DoorDash? Are they the next Uber? I mean, how many people really are like trying to learn language? I don't know. We'll see. These are all the questions that I have. I'm kind of on the fence about it, but we'll see.
In German, of course, with English subtitles. But every day for the past 2,000 days, I've spent slowly but surely learning Spanish using only Duolingo. With German, I had gotten to the point where I was using a lot of other resources. I was reading German books, watching TV shows, listening to music. But this time around for Spanish, I have not done that. In fact, for the past 4 to 5 years, I've been...
So this video says, I do Duolingo for 2,000 days. Can I speak Spanish? I think that's like... that's 9 months ago, so this is sort of like active. So this is like reviewing the product, right? So it's 24 minutes. I don't know if we're gonna do all this. Not gonna say much. I don't want to screw your analysis. All right.
I've been learning exclusively on Duolingo, mostly to test out naysayer claims that say you can't do that. Well, sorry guys, I have. Will my Spanish be perfect? Absolutely not. But it will be very interesting.
2,000 days is crazy. How many years is that? I just thought about, wait, 2,000 days? What the hell? There's no way. 2,000 days? That's like whoa. 10 years is like 3,600. That's like over 5 years. That's a lot. 5 years? He's been, I guess, daily using it. I'm thinking 5 years straight. It's gonna take me 5 years to learn Spanish. Who's gonna do 2,000? I just, yeah, bro, that's a long story. Jesus Christ, 2,000 days? That's insane. Holy shit. I just like that number just hit me. There's no way. Hey, we got Sam in the building. Man, 2,000 days. I don't know. I don't think the average person is doing that. The average user on there is doing 2,000 days straight. I mean, this is why I even worry about, like, you know, even the whole membership thing. Like, are people gonna really keep it up, or they gonna, you know, get excited for 6 months and then drop off? You know, I wonder, like, Netflix is different, man. Netflix is different. Like, this is something I gotta do. Netflix is just I'm sitting there watching. I pay $10. I'm getting an entertainment. This is something I gotta do every single day. So I gotta be really motivated to do it. So your casual user is not gonna really upgrade to a full-time user. I mean, what is like the market angle to this? That's what I kind of want to know. I know, like, I think English is like their biggest thing. So if somebody learning English for work or school, they're highly motivated and they'll pay. But if you're in America, you already know English, and you're trying to learn like a second language, like Spanish or French, whatever, just like, oh, I've always wanted to learn French. That person, are they really gonna be like a long-term user for this? Because I gotta put in context the market cap and valuation. I know, like, their PE is like 18 times, 18 uh their P is 18. Their P is kind of like tech company high. So it was like, I mean, is this the next whatever, the next tech stock that's gonna blow up? I think that's the kind of thinking that Jake is thinking about over here. So, and not cheap. And not cheap per uh I know they were up to like 500 something dollars per share, just like earlier in the summer. Now they've kind of cooled down. And I think Jake is like thinking, is this a time to get in and get some of that cash as it goes up, or what? I think that's what Jake is thinking about. Cause I think he's saying, hey, this boy was about 530 and he done got a haircut. This boy got a haircut last, you know, June, July, August, September, 4 months, 40% haircut. That's a big drop, by the way, right? Isn't that a kind of a huge drop in 4 months? Like, what happened? First of all, why did it go crazy? It went from like, because it's been kind of a flat stock for a long time. So they've been around since, you guys are coming with me as I'm thinking about this stuff. So, right, this is kind of how I look at it. So they've been around since 2012, 2013. So they've been in the game for 10 years. When did they go public? I think they go public during COVID. Yeah, they went public. Okay, 2021. So 21 and 21, 22, all the way to 23, pretty flat. 23 to 424. That's a big increase there. Okay. And then 24, 25. Not as big, huge increase, but still pretty big. So we're trying to find out if this is an investable stock. Is there meat on the bone on the stock or not? And it's not a cheap stock. Definitely not. I wonder what kind of exploded it, because it was staying around 200 mark for a while. It had a slow rise here, and it stayed in this kind of $200 mark, and then bam, just went crazy here for in less than 6 months. And kind of took a dip. I don't know why all these dips and valleys are happening though. Like, the kind of dips and valleys this stock is taking is kind of, it's not a small, like a 5% adjustment. It's like a big drop that takes place. So why is that? This drop, like a 40% drop, went from like 430, bam, 40% drop, and then a crazy ride, almost like 80%, and then another 50% drop, almost hit 270 something. It's looking like a Tesla stock, almost like Tesla has this problem, right? Tesla is like one of those, like, is there any rhythm rhyme to this stock? Look at that, exactly like Tesla, like whoop, whoop, doop, doop, up and down. Check if there was news during the drops. Yeah, I'll check. But it feels like a Tesla stock. But like the swings are crazy though. It's not just like, a 2%, a 5% pull or anything. You know, the confidence that people have in this stock, like as in somebody doing a pump and dump, like it's like, all right, we'll ride it and then we'll dump it. There's no confidence long term in this stock or what? Because you have these crazy runs, and then is a huge drop that takes place. So let's see. Let's see. Why did Duolingo dropped early 2025? Why did what? Let's see what AI says. No way. One analyst slowing user growth. That indicates a declaration active user growth, particularly daily active users, while Q1 saw strong monthly active users and daily active users. Analysis in June showed daily active users slow significantly. When that's when the AI stuff dropped. Look at that. God damn, look at that. Look at that. That's a crazy adjustment from an analyst. D.A. Davidson downgraded Duolingo stock from buy to neutral nearly, lowering their target significantly from 500 to 300. God, dog. For you to get that much drop in your price is crazy. That is a crazy, crazy thing. All right, what were we talking about? Oh, let's go back to this guy. Well, not this, but it's interesting.
Interesting to see where exactly my shortfalls are, to see how far Duolingo alone has taken me. I want to show you what my lessons look like at the moment, and I'm really excited to tell you about a 20-minute conversation I had this past week in Spanish, in Berlin of all places, all coming up in this video. So let's go. My name is Evan Edinger, and this is part one of a two-part series on Duolingo. The second video coming out in a few weeks goes into detail about my current tips and tricks for how to get the most out of the app in 2025. But for now, though, I just want to show you how far I've come. This right here is where I'm currently at in my Duolingo path, near the tail end of section 6. According to Duolingo, I should just about be able to start learning at a B2 level under the Common European Framework of Reference for Languages.
Yeah, I don't know. There's levels to this. A1, A2, B1, B2, C1, C2. Didn't know that.
Or CEFR. Now, if I were fully at a B2 level Spanish, I'd be able to communicate in sentences like this. In 1755, Lisbon was destroyed by an earthquake and a fire, but later it was reconstructed or rebuilt with a modern architectural style. In Spanish, this reads, En 1755.
What's up, people? What's going on? We're covering Duolingo. We're just kind of reading. We're watching this video of this guy that did Duolingo for 2,000 days, which is like crazy. That's almost 5 years, over 5 years daily, I guess. So he's saying, did he learn Spanish?
Y 5, Lisboa fue destruida por un terremoto y un incendio, pero luego fue reconstruida con un estilo arquitectónico moderno. Can I understand this sentence? 100%. Could I communicate this way? Well, I mean, I've got the building blocks. It's all about putting them together. At this level, I can have practical conversations, but I'm still far from native level fluency.
Man, I don't know, man. 5 years? Do people have the average person that's do they have 5 years to learn a language? I don't know about all that, but I want to go and kind of go back to Duolingo a little bit. Let's look at their history real quick. So it was founded by this guy named Louis von Oz. So this guy is actually kind of brilliant guy. He's the guy that started CAPTCHA. I don't know how you say this, but you know this thing where it's like it's trying to validify that you're a human being and you're not a bot when you like go to a website. This guy like started this company and sold it to Google. Recaptcha. So kind of crazy. So he's a super smart PhD in computer science guy. Born in Guatemala, German descent, came to America, went to Duke, received a bachelor of math, PhD in computer science in 2005, and he did that thing with the. And then in 2009, with it with his student, he began to develop Duolingo. They founded a company on the same name as a chief executive, and blah blah blah. And then it was launched in 2012 to the public. And okay, so they did see a spike in users and during the pandemic. But so there you go. So that's the company. It's not that old. It's like 10 years old, right? I gave it 6 months to a year. Oh, Sam, did you try to learn a language? Did you use Duolingo before? So earlier, I logged in and kind of did a thing, but basically, it's a gamified thing. So just
De nada, Juan.
so this is basically how it works. Like I did Spanish. I didn't even know I had it, but I did Spanish. Listen to the missing word. Let's see.
De nada, Juan.
De nada.
Nada. Niña. Nada.
Nada. So I gotta listen.
Perdón, Luis.
Perdón, Luis. Please, Luis. Perdón, Luis. Hello, me. English. Thanks. Perdón. Write this. Perdón. Pardon, Luis.
Sí, lo siento.
I already did all this stuff. Anyways. But this is basically what Duolingo is. So it's free, but then if you want to pay for it, there is a payment thing that you can do. Oh, trying to go to the website. Duolingo. I think I gotta freaking log out. I gotta log out for me to. Yeah. All right. So there you go. They got 43 languages. You can pay for a super Duolingo, and it's like $30 a month. And they also have a Duolingo English test. So I guess like if you're trying to test, you got the app. Yeah, you could download the app. It's free. You could sign up and pick a language. There's 43 languages. It's an app. You could do it on the website. It's probably the number one app for language learning, right? And they actually have Duolingo for schools, so it helps teachers, I guess, learn languages. They have literacy for kids from ages 3 to 8 learn to read and write, 100% free. They have Duolingo Math now, for you to learn math. And yeah, they also have this Duolingo Max, which is this AI thing. You signed up in 2019. Yeah, Jake, I didn't even know. Apparently, but like I said, I think I'm kind of like the average user. I think everybody signs up for like a 3 seconds, tries it here and there, and then gets bored of it because it becomes kind of a little game. I mean, I don't know. I don't know how many people are actually serious about learning a language like for fun. I get it if you're like trying to come to America or you're in America and you need to improve your English to get a job, whatever. Those people will probably be more customer than the casual person. But anyways, so they're talking about this thing called Duolingo Max. I think they are starting chess. I think that would be a big deal. Yes, they did start the chess. And yes, it was more successful actually than their language launch. They did like 1 million daily users right away in a month or something. So very interesting about the chess thing. Let's see. But they have this thing called Duolingo Max. It's a AI and education thing. So it's like this AI thing will actually talk to you. Yeah, they're I read it somewhere. It was a huge launch for them. Let's see. Duolingo chess launch success from there. Yeah, there you go. So it says it was a major success with over 1 million daily active users on iOS within a few months. I think that's a lot, right? This is an August article. Look at that. I mean, I do want to learn chess. That is actually kind of cool. I've always wanted to learn chess. Let's see what they said about this chess course. I mean, the characters and stuff are really cool, though. It is very fun. It's giving like kind of Disney vibes. Like there's let's see. There's an article about this. I can't stop playing Duolingo chess. This is a Wired article. The language learning recently added a feature that teaches you how to play chess. I tried it. Now I'm hooked on those rooks, knights, and pawns. So, and I think they're doing something with anime. Jake, do you know about this anime thing? What's going on with this? Jake is a huge anime fan. Duolingo's launching its own anime series produced with the studio behind Big Mouth. Look at this. I think this is really why Jake wanted us to cover this stock. Language learning app Duolingo has a casting duo. It's adorable and mascot as the star of a company's first ever anime, The Final Test. The company, yeah, there you go. The company produced the 5-episode set in LA based animation studio known for its work on Netflix's Big Mouth and blah blah blah. Star Wars, so they're going big. Why is Duolingo doing anime? First and foremost, the series is designed to promote its updated Japanese courses, which are now available to learn. XX also saw an opportunity to tap into popularity of anime as a new way to bring Duolingo and company's brand to life. So there you go, Jake. I know you're already logging in there like trying to watch this damn anime. There you go. You got a Duolingo anime. What we're talking about. So let's actually watch this other video with the founder and the CFO and them talking about the company, because I think it's kind of like, so it teaches you a lot more than languages. Yeah, so San, it teaches you, they do have a math section, they do the language. Now they just added chess, so they might be adding more stuff in there. And it's free. Unless you want to pay to get like features and all that.
Hi, my name is Luis Fonan, and I am the CEO and co-founder of Duolingo.
Duolingo co-founder.
I want to watch this video to kind of get a vibe of the company and the founder and the CFO, and they're going to talk about the money and monetization, all this stuff, before I get into like their numbers.
Luis Fonan has a PhD in computer science, but as a CEO, he doesn't see himself as a numbers guy.
I just want to spend my time building a product. That's what I'm good at. I'm not necessarily good at accounting.
El niño.
As the product he'd created grew into the world's most popular language learning tool, Fonan knew he had to turn his attention to strengthening the company. That's where Matt Skarupa came in.
When I came to Duolingo 5 years ago, my job was to get the company ready to go public.
So this is the chief financial officer, right? So this is the guy that is watching the money, the revenue, the expenses. This is the guy that, you know, recommends, like, let's borrow money, let's do this, let's grow this, let's cut expenses, let's you know, make sure the accounting stuff is getting done. So he's in charge of all the money side of the business. That's what a chief financial officer, CFO.
The CFO helped pull off the IPO.
And then it became a translation exercise. It was translating the company.
You guys know what IPO is? This is when a company that was private, meaning that it was not publicly traded. It was not a stock you can go and buy. When you officially make your company available to buy that stock, that's called IPO, or initial public offering, IPO. So you're putting your stock out there for people to own it. That's what this is. That's what this picture you see here is, what they're doing. See, it says NASDAQ listed. So NASDAQ is a stock exchange marketplace, and this is their stock name, DUOL. So when you buy the stock, you go search for DUOL, and they went public in early 2021.
To investors, in particular, Luis to investors, and then translating what investors in that world meant for the company as we went public.
So that means when they started the company, it was just him, and you know, he probably, and there was investors that put in money, but it was private, you know, and then eventually they went public. So from 2012 to 2021, it was a private company, and then they went public, and it became a publicly traded company.
Translation is central to Duolingo's business, and it's also important to its internal culture.
And as you translate them and as you see how other people translate them, you start learning.
Though Von On spent decades in academia while Skarupa forged a career in finance,
I want to do that.
No, I'm excited. That's it's like the marquee event.
they've learned to speak the same language.
She's been a trooper.
She's been awesome. Yeah, she's hilarious. Luis is singular. He's what attracted me to the company. The reason we stay aligned is we talk all the time, and we both like simplicity and clarity of thought.
Like, it's about the students and giving the students
But
a
you
chance
were
to...
student.
I know. Luis, because he's so brilliant, most of the financial things that we've had to discuss are very intuitive to him.
There are a few things that I care about when it comes to finances and kind of investor relations, but most of the stuff in terms of accounting or dealing with public market investors or the stock market or stuff like that, I want to be shielded from it. He does a great job with it.
Guys, I watched this video to kind of get a vibe of the CEO and the founder. And, you know, sometimes, you know, like when you go to like a horse racing, you look at the horse, but you also look at the jockey, right? You know, we brought this up before. You kind of want to know how the jockey's thinking, how they're speaking about it. Do they seem trustworthy? Are they just bullshitting? Do they care about the product? The jockey matters as much as the product. The product can be good, but if the guy at the top is bad at executing or doesn't really seem to be focused, the company can fall. So you got to watch out for that.
From its offbeat mascot to its gamified curriculum, Duolingo leads with attitude. To quote its corporate handbook, the company is quirky. While it's focused on goals that any CFO would find familiar, it's determined not to take the same old route to reach them. CFOs aren't traditionally quirky. Talk a little about the cultural shift to a job like this, where
look at that. That's their office. This is where the magic happens. This is where they're sitting down and drawing this stuff and making the app happen. Hey, we got some new viewers. Welcome to the show, guys. It's your boy AB. Welcome. We're watching this video of the CFO and the CEO of Duolingo talk about the company. We're getting a vibe of what it's like to be at the company, what they're focusing on, where they see the company growing. We got Jake in the chat. This was a Jake recommended stock we're reviewing. The stock has been kind of up and down. It's taken a haircut the last 3-4 months or so. So we're trying to find out if this is a good time to come in and make some money. if there's some meat on the bone for the stock. We'll get into the numbers in a little bit. I wanted to watch this video just to kind of get a vibe of the company.
The culture is really one that, as is described in the handbook, is unhinged.
I try to be quirky, like Duolingo. Most of my presentations internally start with a Taylor Swift lyric. But I think the role of a CFO in any public company is about bringing clarity. It's not about selling. It's about here's what's actually going on and here's why it makes sense.
April is going to have to be really efficient. I think we're set up well for that. Testing is on track and on budget.
He's fun and quirky in a CFO kind of way, which is actually exactly what we want.
It's kind of a young guy, right? They're both kind of like on the younger side.
If we had hired somebody that was similar to me, this company would not be performing the way it's performing.
Duolingo at its core is this amazing machine of learning. We envision this limitless future that we want to build. And my job is to make sure everyone knows where we're standing today. What are our resources and capabilities today? And then strategically, how do we link those together? And I think that is really the basis of what a strategic CFO is, and that's what the role has become.
Duolingo runs on the freemium model. It offers language lessons at no cost.
Freemium model, right? Freemium model. This is what you call a freemium model. Basically, it's free, and then if you want the premium version, you'll have to pay for it.
Cost, but adds features for people who pay. Free has translated into robust.
All right, so here we go. Monthly active users. Monthly active. It went from 40 million in 2021 to 60 million in 2022, 88 million in 2023, and then 116 million in 2024. So this is not daily users. This is monthly users, which is a little different. You know, I don't even know what this is, how this number is calculated. If I log in once and I use the app for 5 minutes, am I included in that?
User growth. Converting free users to paid subscribers is the ultimate goal, but it's a marathon, not a sprint.
Our free product is essentially our growth engine. I mean, it's the way we grow is people use it for free, and then they tell their friends, and then maybe one of their friends.
Duolingo daily active users increased 51% from 2023 to 2024. So this is why I know there's a lot of attention on the stock, because the usage, the user base is just growing crazy. Revenue is like growing crazy, 40% revenue growth. So people are saying, is this the next stock? I know I'm gonna make my millions on.
Subscribe. So I want to screw up the free product. I don't think it'll ever be the case that the majority of our users are paying.
The conversion piece is one part of a relatively complex system. Luis talks about our business as having 3 almost equal tranches. We have a group of folks who are trying to bring users to the platform and then engage them enough to keep them on the platform.
That's it.
We have a group of people who are trying to make sure that it is teaching really effectively all of the things we're trying to teach. And then it has a group of people who are trying to convert free users to paid. And they're about a third in terms of headcount and really investment. Got way focused on conversion at the expense of growth or learning. The whole system would not grow as nicely as we want.
So far, the company's kept it.
All right, so here we go. So the premium version is $60 per year. So that gets you no ads, unlimited mistakes, skills practice, mistakes review, and free challenge entry. And then this Duolingo Max is the AI feature. You get the video calling, role play, and explain my answer. And that's $168 a year. Interesting.
Subscription menu fairly simple, offering 2 tiers as well as a family plan. Would there be a way to bring in more subscribers or bring in more revenue if you offered more than 3 different tiers?
The way we...
Because $60 a year, it's not bad, right? What's that? Like $5 a month? Not bad. I mean, what y'all think? $60 a year? But the other one is a little bit more expensive, $168.
Pass people through the funnel is complex. It is based on your usage experience, where you're at in your learning journey, where you're at geographically. We're trying.
Okay.
To optimize for something called the lifetime value of the subscribers on the platform. We're trying to nudge people towards a product that will deliver them value and be higher LTVs.
I got 10 million paid subscribers in Q1 2025. I mean, 10 million at $60. What's that? 600 million?
That nudge towards Duolingo's premium Max tier got a lot more emphatic in late 2024, when the company used AI to give its character Lily the power of conversation.
Introducing Video Call, a new way to practice your language skills.
How's your job going?
Hey, Lily, it's going super well.
What's your favorite thing?
What y'all think, guys? Are you talking to an AI thing and Duolingo to learn? I mean, guys, first of all, do you guys know about the controversy of this company where they were talking about going AI first? They were going to be an AI first company, and they were pretty much trying to like eliminate all the workers and have AI do all the lessons and stuff in the back. And there was a big pushback, and they kind of canceled on that plan. So we'll review an article on that.
About work these days.
Probably my colleagues. I really like working with them.
That sounds like my nightmare.
We didn't have that core feature that we could organize behind until the fall of last year when we launched Video Call.
안녕하세요. 잘 지냈어요?
That feature sold itself. You didn't have to explain to someone what it was. It was very clear. You're going to have a video conversation with someone. And that is when we saw Max penetration really.
Are you having trouble trying to keep up with your professor? You've got to try Otter. Here's how it works.
Really take off.
I mean, but can I tell like ChatGPT, hey, talk to me in Spanish? Can I do that? What do I need? Why do I need Duolingo for that? Let me see. Hey, ChatGPT, what's up?
How's it going on your end?
I'm good. Hey, can you talk to me in Spanish?
Claro que sí, estoy aquí para eso. ¿Qué te gustaría conversar hoy?
Hey, but I'm trying to learn Spanish. So, like, can you talk to me like I'm a beginner in Spanish?
Perfecto. Entonces hablaré de manera sencilla y con palabras fáciles. Si tienes preguntas o quieres practicar algo específico, solo dime. Vamos a aprender juntos.
I mean, me no comprende. But I mean, kind of worked, right? I don't know. Like, isn't this the same way or what? Like, is it gonna be an actual teacher that's gonna be like, oh, you messed up? I don't know. I mean, I wonder how that works, but ChatGPT, I don't know.
You've been talking about studying, working with AI for, at this point, more than 2 decades.
Yes.
How groundbreaking is Lily?
I would have never imagined 10 years ago that it was going to take only 10 years to get to a point where you could practice an actual conversation with an AI. In fact, 4 years ago, it was out of the question.
Salut, comment ça va?
Jake, I mean, am I tripping? Like, what's up? Like, me no comprende, ChatGPT.
Bien, Lily. Comment ça va?
Lily's conversations are enabled by commercial AI programs. So while an increase in Max subscribers drives gross revenue higher, added expenses eat into margins. It's a burden Duolingo's willing to bear for now, and they insist it'll soon get lighter.
We are really excited that we're at a moment in time where, as one of our financial analysts pointed out, we might be the best example of a company that's monetizing AI and consumer internet right now. Our thesis remains intact that on a per unit basis, the cost of the AI intelligence will come down over time.
In the last 18 months, we've seen AI prices come down precipitously. Foundation models are becoming the fastest depreciating asset class on the market right now. So look at OpenAI's GPT-4 as one example. Over the last 2 years, you've seen prices come down 90% for that model. That's cost per token, it's the cost to run that model. We're seeing the closed source and open source gap close, which makes these models a lot more accessible. So we're really seeing a perfect storm for AI models right now.
The main goal is to make
We got
Max
a damn
really
AI calling you, man. God damn. Oh my God. Oh my God. We got a damn AI calling you. Oh Lord. People are gonna be sitting there talking to a damn AI. This is the future we're trying to build. Oh my God. What y'all think about? I mean, I guess I don't know, just sitting there talking to a damn machine. It's just the worst, bro. What you mean the worst? Like, Jake, what do you think? Like this is the future? We're gonna be talking to a damn AI. I'm gonna sit in my house. I'm gonna sit there and have a conversation with an AI on my app. I don't know, man. Like, seeing AI slope content everywhere. Yeah, the AI thing. Everybody's talking about AI. Everybody's AI. Oh my God. I need Jake up here one of these days. So I want his IT tech on this stuff because I want to have like a chill stream just to talk about AI. Just to talk about AI. Because I'm just like, I don't know.
Even more engaging. And we think if we do that, we have a big opportunity to monetize that over time.
Duolingo preserves capital to invest in AI.
Duolingo selling marketing costs as percentage of the revenue. Wow. Yeah, their gross profit margin is really great.
By keeping marketing costs to a minimum, relying on word of mouth and social media instead of paid advertising.
I'm reporting live from Duolingo's funeral.
Yep, that's me. You're probably wondering how I ended up in this situation.
We just did this campaign where our owl mascot died. That campaign cost us like $10,000, like nothing. It cost us nothing.
I wanted to see how many of you would bother to bring me back to life.
We inject ourselves into the social conversation across a variety of platforms across the world in a way that's authentic and organic. There's a couple things you don't actually see in our social media. You don't see a call to action. There's no subscribe now because we're really just trying to be authentic in a conversation.
So if you don't have a call to action, how do you quantify the impact of a campaign like that? How do you measure it?
We have a variety of techniques, survey techniques, and other attribution techniques to do it. I mean, we saw for when Duo faked his death, you can track it from number of interactions on social platforms. In this case, it was over 1 billion. Once we get that user, we are able to offer them multiple bites at the apple to subscribe because they stay around for a long period of time and they leave the platform and come back. So we are going to have a long-term relationship with this user. The marketing efficacy is over a really long period of time, which is very valuable to us.
Duolingo's strategy is borne out by its dominant share of the language learning market. And that market is projected to boom over the next decade, giving the company even more.
Oh, Babbel. Babbel is still around. Leading the pack. Language learning revenue by app.
Territory to penetrate.
This is a really huge potential market. If you look at just language learning in general, 80% of the spend is people who are learning English. It's under 50% of the spend for us is learning English. So there's a large gap there that we...
80% of people that are paying to learn a language are trying to learn English. And he's saying 50% of people that pay Duolingo is learning English. So he's saying I could grab more market share there.
So big opportunity.
One tool to take advantage of this opportunity is the Duolingo English Test, or DET. It's Duolingo's third largest revenue stream, and it underpins a long-term plan.
The DET is a very important part of our strategy.
Advertisement is like kind of interesting.
To become the proficiency standard.
We help certify formally for hundreds of thousands of people every year that their English proficiency is good enough to go to college or go to university somewhere in the world. And if we...
I think that's a big market, I guess. But can I do this with so many different, I don't know.
We can then integrate that into the app. And we've started to in some courses where we put a Duolingo score. Then you can merge these two ideas and you can help become the proficiency standard. You want to eventually imagine.
Oh, so it's like universities require you to show proof if you're from out of the US or something, or if you're not native English speaking, you need to show that you know English enough.
A world where people are walking around not saying I'm an intermediate Spanish learner or I'm a beginning French learner. You want to walk around saying I'm a Duolingo 14. I'm a Duolingo 26. I'm a Duolingo 77. I'm a Duolingo 115. If we are able to achieve that level of being the standard, we think there's tons of business upside to that effort.
Coming up, Lily may be the flashiest example, but Matt Skarupa tells me Duolingo's investments in AI are bringing all kinds of returns.
We are using AI in ways to create massively more content than we could otherwise create.
And Duolingo's patient approach to growth sometimes makes investors anxious. That's a feature, not a bug.
We have an operating principle that's in our handbook. Take the long view.
This is Bloomberg.
I don't know, guys. What do y'all think? What do you guys think? Do you think this is going to be a big business? It's sort of kind
Level
of
up your credit card game.
decent business
with the new
now.
Crypto.com Visa Signature Credit Card.
That's the gift. I think we're giving ourselves.
When you ask Duolingo CFO Matt Skarupa about his career path, he doesn't just tell you where he's worked and when.
System, it's power of structural strategy. And I found myself.
Skarupa also found himself in Pittsburgh, a city historically known more for steel than software. Duolingo's success.
that only happens in a place where you're removed from the social pressure or you're removed from the way of doing things that everyone else does. And I think that in a complex system, which our business is, where we have a bunch of process improvements that we make, being separated and far apart from the coasts initially really helped us develop that process and compound those gains over time. And I think that's a competitive advantage for us.
CEO Luis Von Ahn says he considers Netflix and Spotify models for Duolingo to emulate. But with its emphasis on design, imagination, and style, there's more than a little Apple in Duolingo's appeal to consumers.
Engagement is the number one.
I guess, is it going to be like the learning platform? Is that the goal? We're going to, Amazon started with selling books and then it became the place to sell everything. Facebook was like, oh, talk to your friends, and then it became a thing. It became way bigger. Netflix used to ship DVDs and stuff like that, and then evolved to making content, and it got big as it did. I'm thinking the language market. How big is that market? Or are they gonna? The chess thing is interesting. They're doing the math and stuff. I'm trying to see how big this company can get.
Thing we try to solve for, and we try to do that by making the app joyful and fun. And we have a huge swath of really talented designers that enable us to iterate on that product every day and make it 1% better.
Creating something like that costs money. How do you do that? How do you make it engaging? How do you continue to iterate without breaking the bank?
The reason we have the business model we do in part is so that we have.
What's going on, people? Welcome to the show. It's the Profit Report. We're watching a video. The CFO talking about the CEO and CFO talking about what's going on at Duolingo in terms of making money and what's the future holds. I think it's a good video, and then we'll get into the numbers right after this video. Stay tuned. Thanks for calling. If you're watching this on your phone, guys, drop a comment. Say what's up. Let me know you're in the house.
Have a good amount of cash flow that comes out of the business to reinvest in design, because it really is a cycle. We think that the more we can put into making it a wow experience, a truly delightful product experience, the more people will stick around and the more chance we'll have to get more subscription dollars. And once we get those dollars, we can then reinvest in doing that. So it truly is a cycle over time.
Duolingo has increased headcount every year since its IPO, and design is the company's second largest
headcount growth at Duolingo: 500, 600, 720, 830.
Department behind engineering. It's determined to preserve a brand and culture based on joy and connection, even with its AI-first approach to content creation.
We are using AI in ways to create massively more content than we could otherwise create. Humans are still in the loop. We're still making sure that has an excellent quality to it, but we're about to release about 148 new courses that we weren't able to even think about creating if we didn't have AI available. So it essentially lets us keep costs flat and by orders of magnitude increase the content we create.
How are you using AI when testing the product right now?
We do dog food the lessons a ton internally with our employees, and everyone's expected to use the app and find bugs and do all of that. There are going to be advances in AI that help us to write code better, test that code, these type of things, and we'll implement those over time as well.
Do you A/B test with users too, who are outside the company?
Oh, for sure. The biggest way we improve the product over time is through our A/B testing methodology, and it's really the core process moat that we have. And what that means is that we are making small changes, testing them on subsets of our users, seeing what wins and what doesn't, and then implementing what wins.
With AI driving faster creation of new content, Duolingo now has more.
They're using AI to create the content. Eventually, they try to do the headcount cut. But there was a big pushback, so they slowed down. But they're trying to make this like, there's 7 people working there, and it's pulling in $1 billion in revenue. Or $2 billion in revenue, $5 billion in revenue with 13 employees. That's what that's what all these guys. All these companies are looking to cut people, replace it with AI, and bring in the money. I mean, the stock market is gonna love them for it, and they when you're publicly traded, you do what is best for the bottom line and for the investor. And if that is cutting people, you're gonna do it. And so they already tried to do it. There was a big PR nightmare for this company, so they kind of slowed down. So when you're looking at these guys and oh yeah, we care about people, you just try to cut everybody in that office. That just happened like earlier this year.
more courses to attract more users in more countries.
We think that we can grow in almost every country in the world from here. There are about 2 billion people in the world learning a language. A lot of them are learning English. And we've gotten even better at providing more advanced English content over the past couple years, especially as AI has helped us create that content.
What about China?
China's been a really rapidly growing market for us. It's been relatively small in terms of total number of users, but it is an enormous language market. Not only are there a lot of English learners in the market, but they spend a lot of money on English learning.
Advanced learners outside the US are more likely to become paid subscribers. But that creates pricing challenges, since AI features like Lily cost more, and users in many countries can't easily afford rates charged to US customers.
We try to adjust the price to be more comparable to like a GDP per capita ratio. And then for Max in particular, we set a floor where we want to make a good gross profit dollars per Max subscription. Over time, as the cost of Max comes down, we would expect to have more ability to experiment with the Max price and potentially lower it in regions where that made sense.
Coming up,
Feliz Viernes.
Duolingo has nothing against making money. So why do they refuse to show their users more advertising?
When we went public, Luis mentioned that at any given moment, we could dramatically increase our revenue at the drop of a hat by adding more ads. And then he said that he didn't want to do that.
This is Bloomberg.
So they're not really I think like 80% of their users are coming from the US. So they haven't really went on an international situation here.
We have got to the point where literally anybody can build a fully working app without knowing how to code. This is Base 40.
Duolingo has steadily grown both users and revenue since going public in 2021. It's turned a profit in each of the last 2 full years. The company's stock has surged in the last 12 months, even as it resists the urge to pull some levers that would drive short-term growth.
There is a nice confluence between the long-term investor and what we're trying to do. We have an operating principle that's in our handbook, take the long view. When we went public, we put a timeline up on the screen for the whole company in an all-hands meeting. And that timeline went from founding to 100 years out. And the IPO was one dot in 1 year on that timeline. And we tried to orient the employees to, this is a wonderful event, this IPO. It's fantastic, but it's a moment in time on a very long journey.
This is a company that you want to exist in 100 years.
We do.
Wall Street doesn't think in...
No, they think in like hours. Yeah. And what I've learned of Wall Street, and particularly Wall Street investors, when they say they are long-term investors, that means they'll keep your stock for like a month. There has been one instance where I did something that was just for short-term stock, and I felt so bad about it that I don't think I'll do it again.
What was that?
There was one quarter, a few quarters ago, we were not going to beat the quarter. We were going to probably just hit it. And so far, we beat every quarter. So we were all like, wait, what? Our perfect record. We're like a 4.0 student that is going to get a B for the first time. This is not good. And I decided that for a short period of time, at the end of a lesson in our app, we would show 2 ads instead of 1. Turns out that by itself was good enough to beat the quarter. But it's bad for the product. It's not good. And after that, I am never doing that again.
While Duolingo's overall revenues have soared, revenue growth from ads has been relatively modest. Wall Street may just have to learn to live with it.
You must be tempted to just show a few more ads and bring in some more revenue from that free tier.
When we went public, Luis mentioned that at any given moment, on any given day, in any given hour, we could dramatically increase our revenue at the drop of a hat by adding more ads. And then he said that he didn't want to do that.
Do you foresee that view shifts at all in the next few years? I mean, there was a time when people said Netflix will never do ads.
I've learned enough as a public company CFO to never say never. However, Luis is the most hands-on CEO I've ever seen or worked with. While he's around, I do not see that changing.
But there are some changes to keep an eye on. Duolingo has offered lessons in music and math since 2023, and it's now rolling out a chess course.
We really do want to be an app that teaches, most subjects that take a long time to learn. We're not going to be teaching you how to fix your faucet. That you can probably do on YouTube. But if it's something that takes a long time to learn, we want to be teaching that to you. We're starting with math and music, but we're probably going to add many other things.
It makes a ton of sense that math and music are the next adjacencies that we would look at because they're very much in keeping with how you learn a language. You have to repeat it frequently, and it follows a set of structured rules.
How much capital will they require to be built out?
It will depend on how much they grow and how successful they are. And we'll make those decisions over time iteratively.
What about margins? How should investors think about margins on those products?
They're part of the main app, and that means they're part of the main subscriptions. And so their fundamental base is not a different margin profile. Some of them will have different.
So they're looking to do more learning besides language. So they just talked about music. They talked about math. They did the chess thing, which was super successful. So they're positioning themselves as like an educational platform, which I guess there is a kind of I can't think of like an app Like if I want to learn something, I can't think of an app that I can go to, like Airbnb, DoorDash, Uber, Netflix. I can't think of an app like, oh, I want to learn something. I go to this app. I mean, YouTube is kind of like the first thing that comes to mind, but and you got like what are those like master classes? You got like Skillshare. What are those courses you can take? But those are like for tech and like learning accounting and stuff. This is more like fun stuff, I guess. Hobby, chess. Kind of an interesting angle.
Marginal costs or this or that. But over time, we have been consistent that we like our high gross margin business, and we're going to try to endeavor to keep it.
Matt Scarupa models Duolingo's first principle, take the long view, in everything he does as CFO. So I asked him what he sees when he trains his binoculars on the future.
What's the opportunity in the next decade for Duolingo that most
What's the opportunity in the next decade? That's a good question. Let me see.
excites you?
To fundamentally make our app much more like a human tutor in your pocket.
What's the challenge for Duolingo that keeps you up at night?
How to keep our employees, who are incredibly talented, incredibly craft-oriented and design-oriented, motivated and excited and engaged in the long-term mission.
How do you see your role as CFO changing over the next 10 years?
I think the role of CFO is going to change a lot over the next 10 years as we automate so much more of the manual work that goes on. And I think that will free up CFO.
Automate the manual work that's going on. AKA, I'm going to have less accountants, less accounts payable. Like, all right, that's what it is. Less jobs. Automate means less jobs.
Controllers, heads of FP&A to do more high-level strategic thinking. And so the real job will become, how do we make sure we're staying at the leading edge of all of the strategic questions that we can bring our expertise to bear on in the company when we're removed from some of the more manual tasks.
What's the skill set or an area of knowledge that you would advise every aspiring CFO to develop?
If I were not a CFO, public company CFO, in a different life, I would...
Expanding, getting more users by expanding the educational course, but monetizing would be difficult. Yeah. I mean, I guess, if you're a serious person that want to learn chess, is $5 really going to hurt you? Like dating apps struggle with monetization. I remember when we covered Match Group, the subscription, they were struggling with subscription. It's something you have to do versus it's something you watch. This is why the difference is between Netflix and Spotify and stuff like this versus this one. Netflix, you want to watch a show. Like, Spotify, you want to listen to music. Uber is a tool. DoorDash is a tool that help you get stuff. This is something that I pay and then I gotta take an action on. So I think that's tougher to sell. Yeah, and I think, I don't know, if things get tough, what's the first subscription that's gonna get cut? Is it Duolingo or is it gonna be Netflix? If we're gonna have to do a cut, who's gonna get cut, Netflix or Duolingo?
Love to have been a poet, and so I think that aspiring CFOs need to realize that they are interacting with humans every day, and humans have a variety of motivations and interests and fears and compulsions, and so I would do anything you could to become better at understanding other people. Poetry is a great way to do that.
Complete this sentence. The hardest part about being a CFO is?
The hardest part about being a CFO is the fact that there are so many tasks and context switches that you have to make, and the job is so systematic that making sure that you're on top of all of that and thinking about it from a systems perspective and not a one-off perspective is the hardest part.
A friend calls you up and says, I've got great news. I've been promoted to CFO. You say congratulations. What's the first piece of advice you give them?
Make sure that you understand the hopes and fears of your CEO, because that's going to determine the strategy, and you need to be aligned with that. And the first part of alignment is understanding.
I'm Tim Sten.
All right. So that was the CFO and the CEO of Duolingo. We kind of learned their vibe, where they're trying to take the company. They're saying they want to be 100-year-old company. They're thinking 100 years from now. And they're trying to be your tutor in your pocket is what the goal is. So it's not just you learning Spanish. They're trying to be an educational platform. As that path to Let's see. Okay, so this is the latest quarterly report, and I want to see what is going on here. So this is the shareholder letter, Q2 2025, meaning March, April, no, April, May, June. So let's read this. Let's see what we're talking about. So their mission is to develop the best education in the world and make it universally available. All right, let's see some highlights. Daily active users. Q2 2024, 34 million. Bam, jumped 40% to 47.7 million. That is a big jump. Daily active users. That's crazy. That's a lot of people using that on daily basis. That's amazing. That's a crazy. I don't know what they're doing for people to, because Duolingo's been around. So why the sudden like boom is my question. Like, it's been around. What happened? It's a crazy increase, but I guess it's always been up and up and up, and we're just kind of catching it. Monthly active users went up 24%. Paid subscribers went from 8 million to 10.9 million, 37% year over year increase. Paid subscription penetration. All right, so 9% of users are paid subscribers, which I think is a great conversion rate. Let's see, paid subscription penetration. What's a good? What's a good for an app? For mobile apps with free to paid model, a good paid subscription penetration rate can range from 2 to 5%, with top tier apps achieving higher. 2 to 5%. So they're doing way better than the average. That's interesting. All right. So they're doing really well in that conversion, which is really, really important. Man, look at that. Revenue went up 41% year over year. That's this is why Jake wanted to view this stock, man. There's like this is like he's like, I need revenue to be up 20% or more for me to be interested in the company. Now, you know, my question is, how long is the runway? You know, are we talking 5 years? Are we talking 2 years? Are we talking this company is gonna have a 5-year run, a 10-year run, and you jump in now, and you know, is it gonna be the next Tesla type of thing where it's like you're catching it early enough, and then it's gonna go crazy? But it's the stock is looking very Tesla-ish. You know, when we looked at it, it looked very Tesla-ish so far. It's kind of like, especially once it got kind of up here, kind of did a boop and then a bump, and then it's like on the way up now. Why though? It's like, you know, it seems like the investors really, I don't know if it's like people are selling, they're kind of taking profit and then like riding it and then taking profit again, or is it like tied to their performance? Because their performance honestly have been really fantastic the last couple of years. So it's like, what's the issue? Why is this such a huge swing that takes place? You know, that's what concerns me about the stocks. Like 441, bam, dropped to 271, and then it just kind of hang out there, and then boom, a big jump, and then nosedive, 50% nosedive from May. Why? 50% drop is crazy. June, July, August, 3 months, you drop 50%. Why? You know, that's nobody can really explain a 50% drop because their numbers are steadily going up. So why is it dropping 50% in 3 months? Was it overvalued and is it coming back to where it needs to be, or something else? This is where it's like, and then the last month it's up 23%. So because you see, this past 6 months doesn't tell you the full story, because from here all the way up to here you're talking a 50% drop from September, like literally a month ago it was 271. Yeah. So, and then what happened that it went up 23% just in the last month? Why? What special thing happened? They've never really reported bad numbers. They've been amazing. That's what concerns me about this stuff, honestly. Total bookings up 41% year over year. Net income, I mean, look at that. Net income up 84% from year over year. Margin is up. I think it dropped because the growth slowed, but that may have been an overreaction, especially if chess increases growth again. Yeah, the growth slowed. So yeah, I think. But Jake, my thing is like, why the pullback is so bad? You know, it's 5-10% is fine, but it's like 50%. You know, it's crazy. That's like, it's like, oh, I don't know what to do with the stock. Boom, I'm gonna drop it, or well, I'm gonna take profit and I'll just come back in whenever it's like it's down again. You know, where's like what's the science behind? It's like Tesla. Like Tesla is like very hard to explain. Right? Like Tesla stock is just always up and down, up and down, up. And it's like why it's very hard to explain the Tesla stock. Let's see what our CEO say. Says we're halfway through 2025. I'm happy to report another quarterly of great results driven by product-led growth, delightful learning experience, and fast iteration. Our user growth and engagement remain strong. Our subscription performance exceeded expectations. Based on these results, we're raising the midpoint of our full year bookings guidance to 32% year over year growth on both reported and constant currency basis, and the midpoint of our full year adjusted EBITDA to 28.75. Daily active users grew at 40% year over year, an impressive result given that we lapped Q2 2024 when DAOs grew 59%. This reflects the strength of our global brand and our ability to improve. So I guess people are kind of like, you slowing down? Is your momentum slowing down? You know, last time it was 59%. You went up. Now we only went up 40%. So it's like, I don't know. It's like kind of slowing down. So bam, I'm going to dump this stock. Which is kind of, you know. Our new chess course has grown faster than any other subject we've launched, including language learning, with over 1 million daily active users as of quarter end. And that's just iOS and in English. We plan to expand chess to Android and more languages throughout this year. We have an exciting product roadmap ahead, including better content for intermediate learners and ability to engage in matching against others. Chess is still early, but we believe it has the potential to attract new audiences and deepen engagement with our existing learners. And they're going to talk about monetization here. Our subscription business continues to perform well. We saw super growth above our expected this quarter, driven by strong conversion. At the same time, Max, which is the highest tier, has seen significant traction since fully rolling out less than a year ago. We're excited now that we have a research that shows that video call, the flagship feature for Max, is helping leaders. We are okay. Closing remarks. That's all. And if you're curious about what's coming next, tune in to DuoCon on September to see more of what we're building. Okay. So that was the CEO. Let's see financials. Let's see. This is what we saw here. Revenue up. Subscription up. Gross profit up Gross margin. Gross margin took a slight dip, 72%, which is kind of interesting. Why? I guess expenses was slightly higher. Let's see. Adjusted EBITDA, okay, 4%, 4 points up on adjusted EBITDA margin. That's good. Free cash flow up, not as good as it needs to be, but that's pretty good. Let's see. We delivered daily active growth of 40%, which was in line with our expectations. Strong results driven compared to in the same time we were able to outperform our expectation in our booking. We expanded our gross margin by 130 point basis from 72 to due to a lower than expected AI cost. Oh, so wait, gross margin got better. Let me see. Gross margin 73%, 72%. Oh, okay. Nice. 1.3%. Okay. We also achieved, oh, okay, so wait, while gross margin declined, we expanded gross margin by 1.3% due to lower than from Q1 to Q2. Okay. While gross margin declined year over year due to higher AI costs associated with the expansion of Max, that decline was smaller than the 300 basis points we had anticipated. We also achieved operating leverage across both. Okay. So AI cost is kind of a concern. We now expect our fiscal year booking to grow 32% year over year on both reported. Revenue to grow 36%. We expect our fiscal year revenue to grow 36%. Let's see. Definitions. Okay, so everything is up and up and up. Like, but is it as good as? So let's see. FY 2023 to 2024 Duolingo bookings increase. Duolingo total booking increased by 45%. 45% versus 32%. So it is slowing in growth. Yeah, there's a slow in growth there. So that's the slowdown they're talking about. Let's see, Statica. They're growing, but how fast they're growing matters also, right? So, all right, let's go to Seeking Alpha here. We got the rating summary to the right here. Quant is saying hold, Wall Street is saying buy, and Seeking Alpha analysts are saying buy. Now you see the valuation is an F, growth is at A plus, revenue growth year over year 39%, sectors 2.7%. So I don't know what sector median is, but I don't know what sector they're comparing them to. Revenue growth forward is 34%, which is a little bit slower than what we want. EBITDA growth year over year 127. Forward is slower. EBITDA growth year over year. What's the difference in this and this? Growth rate. EBITDA growth. EBITDA year over year growth rate. Okay. There's a lot of things they're measuring over here. All right. So what I like to do is read what people are saying. So we go to summary. Let's see what the analysts are saying. Though this guy is saying a strong buy. This was like a week ago. So we've had a lot of articles in September. So all the September ones are buys. Everybody's excited about the stock. Let's see why they're excited. Let's see. So this is saying AI advantage turning a headwind into a tailwind. Okay, so we got Emmanuel saying Duolingo's key advantages are its massive user base, which creates a significant data moat for improving its AI. Duolingo has highly recognizable brand. A recent pullback is an opportunity as it presents a good entry price point for initiating a position. He's saying this is my first time covering Duolingo. Introduction, as most of you know. So we know all this stuff, right? Total addressable market, right? TAM. The market opportunity for Duolingo is quite large and it's expanding. According to some research group, the global language learning market is projected to more than double to 54 billion with a annual what is that? I think this is growth rate, some kind of growth rate. Yeah, compound annual growth rate. Yeah. 16.6%, I believe Duolingo with its large user base perfectly positioned to take advantage of this trend. Duolingo managed to reach 47.7% daily users, which represents 40% year over year. This is significantly above the aforementioned expected CAGR, which clearly means Duolingo is taking market share from private tutors. So that's kind of an interesting thing. So yeah, their biggest competitor right now is like the private tutor. You hire somebody to teach you how to speak something. Paid subscribers also reached an all-time high, 30% increase, 37% increase. Currently, the rate of subscribers to daily users is holding steady at 23%. Is it? Okay. Well, that makes sense. I guess if you're subscribed, you're more likely going to be using it. I actually expect this pressure to get higher. Now that the subscription revenue accounted for 83% of revenue, indicating that conversion is vital to the success. I should also point out that the Supermax family plan are the ones that AI stuff. Let's see. Duolingo stock recently fell sharply due to fears that LLMs will disturb its business. I actually believe Duolingo, with the use of AI, will disrupt private tutors. It's kind of an interesting thesis. For example, traditional tutors offer personalized one-to-one lessons, which can be expensive, $30 to $80 an hour. Based on my research, though, Duolingo Max costs $30 per month, and you can use it as much as you want, 24/7. For those with the Max, it offers users ability to video chat an AI character. It will correct you in real time should you make a mistake. Other features, I strongly believe that Duolingo, due to large data sets and better tuning, will be better. Duolingo should become even more tutor-like. That's what they said in that video we just saw. They want to be like your private tutor in your pocket. Said in an interview, AI's ability to individually learn would lead to done by computers. I couldn't agree more. There's a commonly agreed upon fact that the one who has the most data will be able to train the best AI. Yeah, they do have a lot of data. That is actually a good point. Brand is good. I believe the highest risk Duolingo is the competition. As I discussed, and I believe AI will be a tailwind for not a hellwind. I believe the narrative is quite similar to how investors were afraid of Google would lose search leadership, but in the end, didn't happen. Google stock performed quite well in 2025. Let's look into the competition. According to Statica, 4 apps are at the top of language learning: Duolingo, 500 million downloads; Babbel and Buddy AI, with both 50 million downloads; and LinguaTown with 10 million downloads. It has the highest rating, 4.7 out of 8, 4.7 out of 5. Okay, let's talk about valuation, because this is really where I'm like, I expect that Duolingo's revenue will grow above industry expected CAGR of 17% due to the reasons stated in the article. Analyst expects revenue to grow 36% and 25% in 2025-2026 respectively. So it is expected to slow down next year. After that, I'll be reasonable to assume Duolingo would grow somewhere 20-25%. In the bull case, I use growth rate a bit higher than analysts project. Duolingo had a 12% net margin in 2024 and net margin of TTM of 13%. Margin has been steadily improving due to user conversion to subscribers. I believe Duolingo in the future will become more like a SaaS company with high margins and premium valuation. Net margin should also improve due to nature of software companies. Let's see. I believe there's a higher chance for bull. I view the recent pullback as an opportunity. And that's all this guy got. Okay. But he's not really making any points. Let's see what this guy says. Offers a compelling near-term long opportunity driven by mistaken AI risk. Duolingo's core value is the gamified, high retention mobile experience rather than just a language app. So the gamification is what keeping people on. Upcoming catalysts include expansion into new subjects, improved payment margins, and a potential return to viral marketing supported despite weak download data and high valuation risk. Yeah. I have a small long on 3. Duolingo remains a crowded short in internet. Let's see. I want to know. AI can be misunderstood. We already know about the whole quick note on Catalyst. I touched on this earlier, but the most obvious risk is that the data has been pretty bad intra-quarter. Couple this with the fact that management indicated on 2Q call that they don't monitor, optimize for downloads, and you have what you could be a negative surprise into next quarter. That said, we're already 20% into the period since the quarter where gave a pretty solid earning and bear worry. That said, this is sort of a stock where the valuation is just too high in the event that the download data is right and the catalyst span seems unlikely to the street. For now, it's a small position that can be multiplied many times over. I need to be able to see the data turn on downloads before I can get convinced to size it more. But I think there's probably a path to that late October, early November. So this guy is like a very not too bullish, but barely a buy. Let's see what this guy is saying. Let's see. I kind of want to see numbers and stuff. Yeah. Okay, so Duolingo is trading at 50% discount from May 2025 peak. Yep, despite 41% revenue growth, 70% gross margin, and a positive future cash flow for 2 quarters. I think market concerns about AI disruption are misplaced. Duolingo addresses educational needs, not just translations, which AI cannot replace. AI is a tailwind, enabling faster content creation. Yep, we already saw that in the video. What is this? Duolingo's rule of 40 score of 68 highlights its ability to scale profitably. My discounted cash flow model for Duolingo suggests a 60% upside to 461 share in the base case, with a bear case of 298 and a bull case of 748. So this guy is saying His model shows about 461, the worst case scenario at 298, and a best case scenario at 748. And what is it trading at right now? What is it? It's trading at 337. So this guy is saying a 60% upswing there. I don't know, man. I'm split. Let's see what this guy's saying. Oh. Okay. What gives? So why did it go down from May? Saying that the AI thing is what's scaring everybody off. Let's talk about AI. This is why the okay, let's forget about the AI. This is part of da. Okay, let's Duolingo's growth is outstanding. All right, let's see what this is talking about. Duolingo has more than tripled its revenue since its public listing in 2021. As of Q2 2025, the company is reporting 41% revenue growth. What I find outstanding, however, are not just the financial metrics, but rather what's behind engagement and retention metrics. Let's see. Duolingo has been expanding monthly active users at a steady pace since 2019, reaching more than 100 million users in 2024. So it went 101, 104, 113, 117, 130. As of Q2, monthly active users are growing at 24%. What I find impressive is not only growing at a pace that is doing so profitable already. Okay, there's no numbers there. He's talking about this rule of 40. What is this? This is a financial matrix used applied to SaaS industry. I find quite helpful to gauge whether AI companies are growing sustainably. One of the reasons why I have been very bullish on Planeteer since 2024, precisely because of the astounding rule of 40 that a company has always boasted. Based on FY 2025 revenue growth guidance at 36 and FY 2025 adjusted EBITDA growth of 28, the rule of is 64. This is an impressive figure that a few companies can boast nowadays, as chart below, taken from Palantir. Oh, okay. So, rule of 40 frontier. So we got Apple. Hold on, let's see this. So this is the rule of 40 zone he's talking about. Duolingo, I missed it. Big ups on my Pakistani marketing girl who puts them on the map. So let's see rule of 40. We got AJ in the house. Shout out to AJ. So we got Apple, Netflix, Google, Meta, Saudi and Marco. So they're saying this is way out there. This is beyond the. Once again, I see this ability to scale both profitably and revenue as a clear sign as an AI winner and not a business threatened by AI. What powered Duolingo's growth? A vision beyond language learning. So this is where the chess thing comes in and da. So, all right, the pricing, the valuation. This is what I want to see. This is what this guy's talking about. Duolingo's growth is impressive, but I would not recommend it if I did not see an investment potential. Okay. With Duolingo stock being down 50%, is this high growth company also cheap? I think the answer is yes. To prove my point, I have developed a 10-year discounted cash flow valuation model starting from the most updated figures and management guidance as of Q2. Yep. Okay. Revenue $1 billion this year. Yep. Discount rate of 10%. Terminal growth rate of 4%. Net cash of $1 billion. Diluted share outstanding for sake of exercise. Let's see with different scenario. Growth year 1 through 5, 25%. Growth year 10 is 6 to 10, 12, 15, 25. FCF margin 25, 30, 35. So target price 298, 461, 748. The assumption behind my base case above are in line with Duolingo's financials or the latest. She got replaced by AI, I think. No, they pulled back on that whole AI thing. I personally think they are very reasonable. I would expect the company to be able to meet them with either bearing AI disruption. Even in a bear case, assuming the company badly misses management's guide on growth, I see slight upside. I see this as a decent margin of safety, and proof is indeed reasonable. As a final note, I want to command management for not having resorted to shares dilution to a great extent in the past years, given the company's still high growth mode. Duolingo's management only foresees 1% dilution in 2025. Wow, this is actually a very impressive thing. Risks. I'm more worried about capex than really. I am firmly, however, it remains a really small company. However, this remains a relatively small company at around $12 billion of market cap. Duolingo still has a lot to prove to the market, including the fact that it won't be disrupted by AI. I think it will take that at very least a couple of quarters, if not more, for the market to realize this is not the case and for the company to return to trading at a premium valuation. The company also trades at a PE ratio of above 80x at the time of writing. Personally, I think the PE ratio is a horrible indicator of over and under valuation. It is simply meaningless for companies to have outlook high growth in both earnings and revenue. Just the fact that PE is so high may trigger volatility in the stock market short term. And this is what it is. Like, I guess when you're dealing with I know Tesla has a really bad PE ratio, right? But it's doing well. So when it comes to these kind of companies, if you see them kind of growing or whatever, you don't really pay attention to some of these ratios. Oh, this guy's predicting that I would not be surprised to see Duolingo falling before it recovers. All right, conclusion. Duolingo is an AI hyperscaler. Duolingo currently boasts a rule of 40 of 64, exhibiting what, in my view, is the sign of AI winner, the ability of scaling both profitability and revenue. In this sense, the company is hyperscaler of AI age. Hyperscalers are a relatively recent phenomenon that only appeared after the rollout of main AI models. Even just 5 years ago, companies like Meta needed to go on a hiring spree to grow at a pace during a pandemic. And contrast, few companies today are managing to scale their operation by growing double digits, all while reducing or maintaining headcount and diminishing operating costs. I think Duolingo is such a company. This is the reason why I do not see Duolingo as a business that is threatened by AI. On the contrary, it is one of those rare businesses that are managed to find value by applying AI to their industry. Not only Duolingo's growth is outstanding, concerning both top and bottom line, following a 50% from its high in the stock market. I think the company's reasonably priced to strong buy at a target price of 461 with a potential to 750. So that's what this guy is predicting for Duolingo. Man. I can't say nothing because they're doing well in terms of revenue and user growth and all this stuff. I just can't explain all these swings. So you kind of have to have like a tough skin if you're gonna get this stock, because I think you're gonna see a lot of up and downs. You're gonna have very happy days and you're gonna have a very unhappy few months. I think that's what like a Tesla thing. You almost have to like kind of believe in the bigger vision, because like I said, Tesla just in the last year, the amount of up and down Tesla has, like up, boom, and then it goes up, and then like kind of goes down a little bit, and then it goes up and up. So it's like it stays flat, it goes up and down. Tesla just goes back and down. Even the last 5 years, same thing. Up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. Is this gonna be like this for this company? Um, could be. It looks like that's kind of what's happening to this company, honestly, because sort of was flat and kind of saw a thing going on here. Saw this big boost. Took a dip, had a huge spike, took a big dip, and then now it's kind of looks like it's kind of making a comeback since like last month is like kind of on the up. I mean, just look at that. Just last month alone, you're up 20%. Just in not even a month. And nothing happened really the last month. Because I don't think that's when they released maybe that's when they released the quarterly report. Let's see. Why did Duolingo investor relations? Let's see. Quarterly results. No, that was August 7th. So we got August 7th. August 7th. So okay. What's been up since then? Whew. Yeah, it's been down 13% since August. But then it's been up since September. Like, why? See this August 7th bump here is like it went from like this, like 15% bump just within 2 days. And then 15% down. Like to have that kind of swing in a week is like for what? It's a crazy swing. And then you see another 15% spike in a week. Like why? 15% swings are crazy. And then you see like a 25, 26% decline for no like reason really. There would nothing really happen. Like I mean, like it's Duolingo. What's happening? It's not that. It's like the super active company. You're really trying to comprehend, huh? Yeah, like why? Like why? Like it's the swings are crazy. Like Jake, can you have you looked into this? Like what is your take on it? I don't know, man. I'm kind of it's very hard for me to kind of get into a stock that's I can't understand. Honestly, I can't understand this stock. The guy made a good case, the last one, but the swings are crazy swings. 13% swing within a day or two, within a week, it drops 10%. And those are not normal. It just drops like crazy, up and down, up and down. Can't explain it. I don't even know what was the big like. To lose 40% in a month is a crazy, crazy thing. And then to see a huge bump like this from April to May, like a month, 66%. Don't know. It's interesting though. I mean, I think it's very impressive what they've done. I wasn't expecting them to do this well and to grow this fast. They've been growing like crazy. They're making a good case about the AI. Seems like a very smart guy, the founder. and they seem to really use AI in the right way. I think it was an acceptable valuation under 300, so I bought there. I think Chess should bring in more users and hopefully subscribers. Then I'm sure it'll go back to the highs. I think it was an acceptable valuation under 300. So Jake is an investor, is a holder of this stock. Look at this guy. Why'd you get in, Jake, at 300? You thought it was fair at 300? Okay, so you saw this big drop that happened. Did you get in sometime in March? Look like Jakey. So this drop that happened kind of got you, huh? You're like, damn, why the hell did it drop? So Jakey's up 15% if he got in around 300, which is what the stock market has done this year so far. But this rally here and then this huge drop. I'm sure when that drop happened, you were like, what the hell happened? Right? Because that was a big rally here. And then that's a massive. You thinking, you think it's gonna go up to 500 something again? I don't know. I mean, their growth is gonna be slower. I think they can convert more of their users. I think that's the big question mark. How about September 10th? Wait a minute. September 10th? The recently you bought the new dip. My boy got in. Nice. He's up 23%. That's what's up. So what made you get in, like the revenue and all that stuff? Yeah. So I don't know, man. Jake, I think you gotta get ready for some ups and downs this stock. Because this is sort of the only time it's broken the 400 mark is twice. It broke it here, came right back down. It broke it again in a bigger way, broke 500, but then it took a big what's the reasoning that's gonna go all the way back up to 500 again? Because I think their numbers from last year, like 2024 compared to 23 was a really big bump. I think 25 comparing it to 24 is not gonna be as impressive. So maybe this rally is not gonna happen like it did last year. But I created an NI DCV analyst for me, but I'm constantly scanning for micro high growth stocks at growth valuations. I see. Discounted cash flow. Okay. We gotta get Jake up here, man. Jake, we need Jake up here one of these days to break it down for us, to give us that quant. He's gonna be our intern, he's gonna be our in-house quant analyst. I'm not a quant guy, honestly. I know quants are even quant is saying hold over here though. Hold is look like hold. It's never recommended a buy for this thing. Quant is saying hold. But if you listen to Quant, you would have never bought. Oh, buy here. Huh. It was a buy in March. But it's been hold forever. Wonder what they use here for the Quant. I think valuation keeps getting an F in valuation. Growth is A+, profitability A. Momentum, that's a big one, I think, to look at here. I'm gonna say if I get up there, I'm promoting my AI app I'm building to automate this. Wait a minute. No, 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 no. You're not finna automate me. You can't get all this, sauce from an AI. Okay? You're not gonna automate me. You can't get AB. You can't get the breakdowns. You can't get this Bloomberg video we just watched. It doesn't capture all this stuff. This guy lives in Pittsburgh. What you know about that? They eating what do they eat out in Pittsburgh? Cheesesteaks? Is a Philly? Would they still eat? Like you can't get none of this stuff with an AI, man. We can't let you come up here, man. nah, I'm playing. I would like to see. I would like to see this app that you're building, though. That would be cool if you could demo it. One of these days, Jake, let me know. I can't understand this stack, so I don't know if I can buy the stack. But I could be missing a whole thing. I could be missing the whole thing. These are kind of one of those. I could get in there and get something. It's fundamentals are all there, but in terms of like me tying the money and the roll and everything to the value of the stock is kind of can't make sense of it. I'm curious, but I don't know. I'm not sure, but that's kind of I don't know, man. That's the breakdown. That's what I got for y'all today. We might have Jake come up here one of these days and give us one of his demo his AI app that's gonna break all this stuff down. The people are here, Jake, for that. They're trying to get that stock that's gonna make them money. Okay, they're not trying to hear AB talk about some Duolingo and testing out the product. Okay, but that's the show for today, guys. Jake, is there another one that you were talking about? There was another like healthcare one that you mentioned the other day. Oh, okay. Yeah, Jake is saying I'm more level-headed. Yeah, when you're like when you're doing this stock stuff, once you kind of like get excited about a stock, you're gonna start reading all the positive news. It's very like what is it? Bias. There's a bias that takes place. That could happen with crypto. That could happen with anything. Even like real estate deal or anything. Once you like something, you just oh yeah, it's good. Yeah, it's in good location and the living room, the kitchen is so nice, and this you start kind of getting out of your head, right? But that's the breakdown. Let me know if you guys have any recommendations. I want to cover Block, which is the company that owns Cash App. This is the company I want to cover. Block Inc. You can look at Figma next. It's supposed to be the next ABD. Oh yeah, Figma. What is that? Figma. I don't even know what they do. Designer tool. Yeah, I've seen this stock. I think these guys became billionaires because of it. 32 years old. Yeah, I think these guys became billionaire of it. What is Figma? It's a collaborative web app for interface design with additional feature, desktop, blah, blah. It's a lot of word that I don't understand. Utilizing a variety of graphic editor prototyping. What is Figma? I don't know. Graphics editor. Make anything possible. All in Figma. What is this? Okay. Whatever. Let me see. What can I make? Is it free? What can I make with this Figma? Abe's team library. Oh, I have something here? What? What is this? I have an account. I've used this thing before. What is this? Oh my god. Can't even remember. Design. Hassan, is this like a um Photoshop type of situation? My God, what is this? Bro, bro, like, how the hell do I have this an account? What is it? I tried to use this before, apparently. To make what though? What? I don't even do designs. Like AB's team library? What is this? You have accounts everywhere, dude. Like, I mean, I'll be early in these things, I guess, but then like design, Figma Jam. What is this? It's like website builder. What am I doing? I don't know. I'm lost. All right, next. I don't know. You have accounts everywhere, dude. I mean, why do I have an account here though? I don't understand. What can I do? It's not intuitive. What is this? Draft. Recommended resources. Mobile. Use journey map. Oh, it's like a device mockup. Design. All libraries. Is it like a design an app? Systems. This. Insert. What is this? Oh, it's like helping me design like a thing, a layout of like my app or something. I don't know. Let's see. Who uses Figma? Engineers, Spotify, collaborative design and prototyping of websites, apps, and other digital products. Didn't we have something like this already? Why is this like a thing? Like web development? What is this? This is like a tool. It's a developer tool. In an era where vehicles that this for okay for Mazda's New Zealand operation, the lack of a design system along a modern CMS bogged down their creativity. After teaming up payload, the lack of design system and outdated CMS. You know, I always wonder, like, how come like Mazda.com already works? So why do you need a new thing? That's always my question. Like, don't we have enough software? Do we need more software? Don't we have enough? Why? Why is this company all of a sudden worth billions of dollars? What was it? What were you were using before this? This is the kind of questions I have with softwares all the time. Like, this seems like something that already should have existed like 30 years ago. We've been creating websites all this time. What is this? What is such a big deal about? Is it just a better tool than what existed before? What were people using before Figma? Adobe Photoshop. So this is a new Photoshop, basically. Before Figma, people used a combination of tools, with dominant software being Sketch and Photoshop for design and InVision for prototyping and collaborative. Sketch this. Okay. All right. Photoshop and hand marked PDFs, a lot of spreadsheets. Then Photoshop gave us libraries. We'll start using InVisions for basic prototypes, Sketch, but it wasn't groundbreaking. Then XD came and did a thing. Zapier became available. Then we all collectively moved to Figma. So it's a new tool then. I kind of feel bad for the people behind Sketch. I know it's all business. It was just a decent tool that was just obliterated by Figma. Okay. So it looked like this is like the tool these people use. Red lines. Photoshop and redline bitches. Design systems are relatively new. Photoshop was hell on earth to use. Some people used Illustrator. So all right. So there was a need in the market for this thing, I guess. So, sometimes it's hard to know like why. Oh wow. This was back in 2017. When we set out to make a web-based design platform and browser, we knew it wouldn't be easy. All right. So it started back in 2017. All right, Figuma's on the list. I do want to cover Block, so I think I'm gonna do Block tomorrow. The people that own Cash App and Square and Title, they own Title, and then the guy that owns it is like one of my favorite people, Jack Dorsey. He's super cool. So they do really cool stuff, and I want to cover this company and see how they're doing. They are the people behind Square and Cash App and Afterpay, and I don't even know what BitKey is. It's like some kind of like a Bitcoin wallet, or you pay. What is this? Ooh, recover without the worry. Some kind of thing, a hardware key, an app key, server key to protect I like your research process. All right. Appreciate it. Yeah, I try to be like a user. Like what is this thing? Proto. This is like a future of Bitcoin mining. Yo, this Jack Dorsey is like super bullish on Bitcoin. He's like determined to make Bitcoin like a thing. So I'm kind of want to get into Block tomorrow. All right, guys. Tomorrow is Block. Thanks, Jake, for being active in the chat. Thanks for AJ for coming in. We got Bree. We had Sam today. For those other viewers that maybe you're watching on TV and you can't comment, thanks for tuning in. Hopefully, you learned a couple of things about Duolingo today. They're doing well. They're growing every year. Stock wise, I'm not so sure about it. But I think it could be one of those things where you can make some money in there. Like it's a volatile thing. You like volatile stock if you want to get in there and make a quick buck and come out of it, but you gotta have a strong stomach for it. I think it's kind of like a Tesla situation. You never really know where the stock is going. So it looks like that to me. But that's it. That's the show for today, guys. Thanks, Jake, Hassan, Bree, for tuning in, participating. All those viewers, thanks for being here. This is your boy AB. This is the Profit Report. We just did Duolingo. Tomorrow we're doing Block. Tomorrow, what is tomorrow? Friday. Yeah, so we're gonna be chilling, relaxing, getting into Block. Maybe we'll do Block. I think it's fun. We'll see if Cash App is making enough money. We'll see. The Square. You've seen this thing, right? Your cashier at your restaurant bring this thing. Look at this. Isn't that the thing they swing over? And they try to get you to tip. Be like, hey, man, where my 20% at? This is that machine. Like, give me that money. So tomorrow's going to be fun. We're going to get into it. Appreciate you, Jake. Appreciate everybody for tuning in, man. Peace out. This is your boy AB, the Profit Report. See you guys tomorrow, same time, about 8:30 Central. Peace. We're out.